my bitch bad as shit. I was just down bad, now I'm in. I'm having this shit, you can't tell me shit. But a nigga always been lit. Bro, try to hop out and walk down with that stick. Bitch, I'm top with a chop and I'ma work this shit. Block hot, my shit still click. Walk down, run down, my boy don't miss. Long I to work for the low. No new niggas, so no back door. I keep me a fifth and a fat bank roll. I'm murder the car, I know shorty gon' blow. I'm top by the playground, shit like right. No plan going on, it's a whole lot of strikers. Real deal lifers, real deal snipers. Cuz that sniper here, real deal sniper.
So, gang.
What up?
What's good?
Welcome to another installment. Right now. What up? How y'all feeling tonight?
I'm good. How y'all feeling tonight?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
T-I-D-E. I'm ready to talk this shit with y'all tonight. What's going on? Man?
Y'all already know what I want to know, man. Y'all already know what y'all been listening to this week, man. Music, what y'all been listening to?
Y'all go ahead and go, cause my selection is a little more.
I still been having that Drake and 21 genre rotation. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
And then this other joint, my man Don Toliver got a song with Trippie Redd called "Ain't Safe." I've been cracking that junk too.
Yeah.
So that's been my music taste lately. I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like that Drake 21 junk is probably better than Drake's last like 3 albums.
I think they're getting sued for the cover right now.
I thought they was getting sued.
Oh, you talking about Vogue?
Yeah, I know
I
they're
heard
getting sued
Vogue
for
trying
something
to sue their ass.
Yeah.
That's
Damn.
crazy.
I've been
Anybody
listening
else?
to I've been listening to my same rotation. I usually play my Tank and my Meg and my Dream Doll, but I will say some new music that I did listen to was Rod Wave.
Right.
And I like it.
Man.
I'm new. I'm late.
He had the new song "Break My Heart" drop.
I heard it.
Yeah, he had a drop.
He's fire.
Yeah, I like him.
For sure. Yo, this guy,
I guess.
V's, came out the cut, dropped a single, yo. V's is really like, I don't know, like I feel like he's like a sleeping giant, low key, bro. Like when he come awake, bro, like every time like I see him drop a song and it's like a single, the song instantly shoot up to the top of his little iTunes chart thing and everything, like his top songs. And the new song is called "Close Friends." It's a banger. Couple of quotables in it. It's a banger for sure.
Feel it. Brittany, bitch. What you been listening to?
What song I been listening to?
Yeah, anything stand out? Anything in heavy rotation this week for you?
I bite my tongue as heavy. Oh, well, shit. That's how much I've been listening to it. They've been telling me to shut up every day. I listen to it on
there. Been fucking with that not Raw Way, my bad. I've been fucking with Drum. My bad. Fucking with Drum. I've been fucking with West Side Boogie. And I tried to get into Baby Drill. I think his name is Baby Drill. Tried to put on his shit. He had a feature with Young Nudie, so when he drops his project, tried to fuck with it. I feel like too old. I don't know if that's cliche, but I'm too old for that shit. I ain't gonna lie. It was cool. Huh?
Who is Baby Drill? Like, where is he from?
Baby Drill? I'm guessing he's from Atlanta. Guessing? I don't know. But he got this drill sound he do, and it's like I don't know if it's too slow. It's just something. It's not grasping me all the way. You know what I'm saying? Then every track sound the same to me, or damn near similar. But I gave him a listen. You know what I mean? Every now and then I try to pick somebody, give him a listen. I gave that nigga a listen. Yeah, it was shaky. But y'all ready to get into the shit?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get into it.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm gonna skip a couple rounds, some questions. But the first thing I want to know from y'all, Should a pastor be able to support their family off of preaching? Should preaching be considered a job?
Yes.
Why?
Because just because you prophesy or basically saying the word or spreading gospel does not mean that's not a job. That takes time. It ain't like you just going up there freestyling. Like it takes time. It takes research. I think that's a real job. Like that's a job. Just because you preaching don't mean
God's word ain't no hustle.
I mean, it ain't no hustle, but it's also a job.
You hustle at your job.
Yeah, but when you say it ain't no hustle, it's giving scam or something. Like he's scamming.
What do you have to say for like?
I mean, a lot of them do be though.
Pastors. What's your answer for like the super flashy, like excessive pastors who are like rich, living like rappers or whatever you want to say?
I think the long that is showing that you putting back into your church and the community, that's fine. But just because you're a pastor don't mean you don't like nice things. I don't think nothing's wrong with that. What's wrong with him wanting to wear Gucci if he's a pastor or he wants to drive a nice car? I don't think anything is wrong with that. Because you do have churches in the community, like they do. You have churches that give scholarships. You have churches that open community centers. You have churches that do put into
I'm
the
sorry.
church.
Excuse me for life. I'm not super religious. But I think it should be a cap. It should be a cap on that.
Why? Oh, you feel like on the things that they buy?
Yeah. It should be a cap on like what you do with this money, yo. Okay. Like because at the end of the day, regardless of how much you doing,
who's getting paid?
You could definitely the congregation, I guess.
Yeah, it would have to be
the tithes and all, right?
Oh yeah, no.
So what percentage?
So you're buying Gucci with my money?
To this church? Yeah, hell no, hell no.
That's dead.
Now,
if you're getting paid by the government or something,
and you're comfortable,
but if
with
your
income
is coming out of my pockets,
I must say they might be getting income other places, but I know for sure the tithe goes into
the tithe, and my tithe goes to the church.
Yeah, it definitely goes into
not
the church.
To your wardrobe.
100%. Yeah, come on, for sure.
He working for the church. He working for the church.
I want to say so. My question is, if he's
work
in
for my church
in
a regular suit, not a Gucci suit. Work for my church in a regular suit, not a Gucci suit.
Okay, so my question is, if he's into the church, because most of the time it's not just Sunday that he's preaching. Most of the time it's things that's happening throughout the week. So if he's investing his time in the church, in the community, he should not be getting paid for his service.
No.
So he's to get church and preach, but have no income to pay for.
I don't think it should be no income.
I don't think it should be no being a pastor or all that. That should be voluntary. Like that should be voluntary.
That should be.
Go get a job.
I don't know this, right? I don't know if this is this way, but we pastors, I'm thinking pastors, right? We coming to them, right? And you saying they should get paid for this. Now, this is the part I don't know. Jehovah's Witness, right? All they get is a Bible. Now, they coming to your door. They coming to lost people every fucking day, knocking on door after door to save souls for fucking free.
Spreading the word
for free. They coming to the people. You saying that you should get paid for me coming to you? King Scuba, man. Oh, you rolling up.
I don't know. To me, it's funny because it's like the point was made. Okay, maybe they have other streams of income. Valid point. What I'm saying is, I think it should be a like hard 40-hour government issued pay to all pastors, and it is what it is. It's not tax or whatever. It's just government funded. All pastors get the same pay across the nation.
Well, I don't know how pastors get paid, but it gotta also be some other way, because I don't believe tithes alone is supporting all of that, especially if you upkeeping the things that you did invest in. But I don't
know no pastors that support themselves off of only pastoring, off of only like just being a pastor. They probably are older and retired. They used to work. Right. They probably are currently working other jobs. You know what I mean? You see,
or invest
churches
in other things.
There's a lot of preachers that preach a couple Sundays, but they got other people to preach other Sundays, other things. But there are a couple pastors that just because of social media that do make all their money off of solely pastor, and every time some bullshit is attached to that. You know what I'm saying? As far as
Hey, can you put the question back up real quick?
let's go. Cuz what's up, man? What you got for me?
I feel like no and no. Because I wouldn't necessarily look at that as a job just because of the type of work that it is. You feel me? Like I feel like because their job is to try to elevate people on a spiritual level, you can't really. I feel like you shouldn't really try to monetize that. You know what I'm saying? That's not really something that you should like monetize off of because of the magnitude of what you're trying to do. I feel like, which is also why I wouldn't necessarily consider it a job. Just because, like, can you put that on your taxes? I don't know. Like, and
That's
if
a
you
good.
can, then
That's a good point.
maybe.
Churches are tax free. You're not paying no taxes on no church.
Okay.
So
I'm saying?
essentially,
There you
can't
go.
put. I wouldn't. Essentially,
The
you wouldn't-
morality of it.
you can't. I don't think you could put the church on your taxes, but when you do the church's taxes,
Probably
essentially,
business.
you know what I mean?
Oh, I got you. Yeah,
I would assume.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, church is a non-profit organization.
Okay.
hmm
No.
So imagine a pastor, right? Church is a non-profit organization. Imagine a pastor supporting his whole family, his whole life, just preaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
At this at something that don't make, you know what I mean, doesn't make a profit, quote unquote. It's kind of crazy, man. People that work for nonprofits get paid by the state. My knowledge.
I guess I'm about to do more research on how they're being paid, but I don't know if it's exactly off of just the tithes itself. But
I don't know. I do want to ask you this again. You
Yeah.
said you are comfortable with your pastor wearing Gucci.
I don't have a problem with my pastor wearing Gucci because I wear Gucci. My thing is the long I see that is being the profit is going into the community or the church in some way. Now, if we just the same church that we've been in for 5 years, no improvements, no growth in the community, no community center, no scholarships given out, no hope helping the homeless, no, because the church I go to, they do a lot of community work. Like for families. So they're I mean, one time the church bought someone who didn't have a car. They give out college scholarships every year, every single year. So like if it's going towards the community, that does not bother me.
No, that sounds great, but I'm saying, couldn't they do more if they took a little bit of that Gucci money and put more into that other pot?
Well, what I will say also though is my pastor also do other things than preach though, because he's on the radio, he does celebrity things, so he also get money elsewhere. But the longer I see it in the community and into the church, I feel you. Like you got to be doing something though. It's not like you just coming to church and driving your Lamborghini with Gucci and then there's nothing being done. Like, come on now.
My pastor better not be wearing nothing designer.
I don't see nothing wrong with him. What's wrong with him being a designer or having luxury?
It's not humble. It's not humble. As a pastor,
not humble. If you work hard and you do what you need to do, why can't you? Some people like them things. Nothing is wrong with you liking luxury.
You could have wore that. You could have wore that Gucci suit the 6 other days we didn't see you when you had a suit on. You picked Sunday to wear that motherfucker.
He probably wear Gucci Sunday through Saturday. You don't know his lifestyle.
So he got 7 Gucci suits on
he got the suits labeled out like the pillbox medicine.
Come on, man.
I ain't gonna lie, Trent. I think if the congregation, if the people in attendance on Sunday pull up in Gucci, he should match. If they not in Gucci, he should match.
I don't agree.
Okay, y'all good on that?
Yeah.
I will say one other thing, kind of piggybacking on something Trina said. I do feel like one of the bigger issues about the flashy pastors is like the congregation don't like they. I feel like the congregation just be wanting to know where their money going for real. You feel me? Like if you
Yeah.
pulling up in a
Right.
fucking Bentley and then like you said wearing Gucci and shit, like if I'm paying Tyler Sunday, where is that going to for real? You feel
Right.
me?
I
Like
need
I
to
need
know.
Yeah.
like let me see the books. You feel me? Like fuck it. Like like let me know what's up.
Man,
Well, let
But
me
I
see
feel
what
like
you
because
doing
that
for
don't be
people.
happening. Yeah,
Let me see
man.
what
it's
you doing
something
for people.
like something.
I
Like
don't
he
want to
Mm-hmm.
see him
said,
in
he
too
does a
much
lot for the
Hugo
community.
Boss. You heard
A
me.
lot.
when you ain't got a lot,
I
when
don't
you
want to
ain't got a
see him
lot,
in nothing designer at all.
when
Not
you
playing with yo. I'm
when you
not.
ain't got a lot and you take and get to other people, it's like, damn, like you made shit shake. But when you got a lot and it's just like I did for them niggas, it's like, well, I mean, how much is paint? How much is a can of corn? How much is like when you doing food drives? How much is like, damn, then we donated. Then it's just like, well, what the fuck? We could have fed 1,000 motherfuckers. Like, it's
My
just I don't
pastor,
know. People just
he
get to
goes
thinking.
out.
People
He
just
goes
get the
all
counting
out.
in their head. People get the
My
counting in
pastor,
their
he
head.
all out. He goes all out for the
Okay.
community, and that's one thing I will say. He don't play. He does a lot for the community.
Oh, man. My man ain't cleaning houses in the Gucci suit.
He probably ain't. He probably not cleaning houses in the
Yeah.
Gucci suit where he at right now.
He ain't giving
At this
out food
moment,
at Thanksgiving in
at
no
this
Gucci
moment where
suit.
he at, he probably
Man,
not doing that in a
I
Gucci
don't
suit.
want.
He's not doing
Man,
no
I don't
Thanksgiving
want to
food,
see him
no
in
food
too much
eating in no Gucci
Calvin
suit.
Klein.
Shout out
I don't
to
want to.
Pastor Keith Battles too, because he's the
Shout out to him because it's a
shout out
hard
to him
job and we
too.
appreciate
Shout out
y'all.
to
Shout out to
him.
him.
Yeah, no. Shout out all the good pastors for
Shout out
sure.
all the good pastors. It was
For
just a
sure.
question. It was just a question. No offense to y'all. Just a question.
No offense
Yeah.
taken. You know, good
Unless y'all
conversation.
unless y'all pastors out there doing some bullshit, then you know.
Right, then
But
we're gonna call him out.
then we gonna
Those
call them out.
dirty.
But moving right along, would you be mad if your mother, auntie, or grandma had an OnlyFans? Would you consider them a hoe, even if they raised you right? If the woman that raised you was doing some hoe shit,
My
how would
lease with a
you feel,
home
man?
thing.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, man. Desperate times, desperate measures. You feel me?
Is it a successful OnlyFans? And how successful are we talking? Like
You can afford to feed your big ass.
she can afford to feed me. All right.
You gotta
Now,
close your
Oh
big ass too,
no.
nigga.
now, wait a
You ain't
minute.
no yeah.
So I'm really benefiting. Like I'm really
What you in a
benefiting.
size 12? Yeah, niggas gotta, you know how much a size 12 cost, nigga?
I wear
No,
13.
yeah.
You were at 13. Look,
I wear
look at his ass.
13.
I
I
was
wear
13.
13. But man, I would feel away. But if that paper coming in and I'm really like money can buy a little bit of happiness if you ask me. So I'm gonna go ahead and reap these benefits and keep going. Hey, this camera do this real good.
I'm dead,
this
bro.
mic do this real good.
Not
Come
the
on,
best.
y'all. We gotta keep it
Nah, see
going.
you. Well, I ain't about to try to be A&R in this shit. Like,
Man, if I
the
can get on that
fuck?
payroll, if I can solidify my spot
Like,
and
if you
not just
do
seem
what
like
you
I'm
do, go
leeching,
ahead and do it. You feel me? Like, that's it.
if I can
I don't want no
solidify my
involvement.
spot and not just seem like I'm leeching, cool, let me do that.
Growing up,
I can manage the email, something.
growing up, you know what I'm saying? You clothes, you got fly sneakers on, you got Jordans and jerseys and all the fly shit you wanted when you was a kid, right? But when you go to school, they telling you your mother is a hoe. Would y'all have been built for that? You think? Like, man, fuck all that.
It's a lot of kids that really go through that in real life, though.
I'm asking y'all.
I mean,
You know,
I would have been fighting.
I'm about to say I probably would have been fighting off for the shit or definitely getting smart. But to answer the question, would I consider her a hoe? No, that's a reach. But we definitely gonna have some conversation.
But if
like,
my mom is my mom trying to hide from me the fact that she a hoe, or is she just an open hoe?
But that don't make her a hoe for having her own thing.
But it make a difference though.
It probably definitely make you look at her differently, but not a hoe though. That's a
I'm saying, is she hiding the fact? Like, to me, do my mother know that I know she a hoe, or is she trying to keep it a secret and it just going around town? Because that matters.
Does it make a difference?
Does it change the level of respect you got for her?
Fuck yeah, because that's gonna change how I'm raised. At the end of the day, if my mother a hoe and she like, look, baby, I'm a hoe. This how I take care of you. I'm gonna go to school like, yeah, my mama a hoe, and you dirty, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, it is what it is.
I'm following.
It's a lot of pimping and hoeing out here, man. Like, y'all better understand what's going on around here.
Okay, so I think for the question though, would you be mad if your mom, auntie, or grandma had OnlyFans? It would depend what the OnlyFans is, because all OnlyFans isn't being fucked on. Some people have OnlyFans where you're not being fucked. It's just where you getting money for it to be subscribed.
Man, pimping and hoeing is pimping and hoeing. The establishment
don't
make
but
no
everybody
difference.
don't do OnlyFans and be getting fucked and being wild. Some people have OnlyFans to get money for certain material.
Not all hoes be getting fucked on. A hoe is a hoe.
Yeah.
All right, so in one of these scenarios, you know what I mean, mom, auntie, grandma, whatever person raised you, right? They got an OnlyFans, right? Is there a limit to what they could do on their OnlyFans that would make you be like, okay, when they was at this point, it was all great. But once they crossed this line, I lost the respect for them or something of that nature.
Yeah, I think it would be a cap on like what they can do. Now, if my mama had her OnlyFans and she wiggling her motherfucking toes for those who like that have toe fetishes, whatever.
Why am I watching my mom's OnlyFans?
How did you find out? But that's not the question. If I found out what kind of OnlyFans she had, it would depend on the material. Now, if it's something that is not like OC Wild, then okay. But if it's OC Wild, me and her gonna have conversations because my mom and I are close. So I'm close enough to sit her ass down and like, you struggling or something? Because we want to figure it out.
I can't even put myself in that bag. Like current me with my mother, and she got an OnlyFans.
I would be dead.
Fuck out of here.
I would be dead.
I can't even imagine that.
It's the grandma auntie for me that took me out. It's the grandma real bad that took me out. But
that'd be crazy.
Have conversations with Lise.
I'd be like, yo, what do you call yourself doing? I'd be like, what you trying to get your groove back? Like, what's up?
Right, I'm like we gotta have certain conversations.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
We gonna have to have a conversation. It will give what's going on, sis. What's going on? My mom and I are pretty close to have those conversations.
Yo. My mother trying to get an OnlyFans. Oh my god, boy! Hey, yo, I can't even imagine that. That's crazy. That'd be a bit much. To say the least.
I don't want y'all to think of it in the noun sense. I want y'all to think of it in the sense of like, imagine growing up, and one of these women would have raised you off of
like my mom's is like a modern day OnlyFans girl. And I'm a kid. I'm her kid.
The question is modernized, you know what I'm saying? But I want y'all to think of it in the sense of like, if I grew up and my mother did something that quote unquote society was like, ho, right? Would I lose respect for my mother if she raised me right? If I was
still my mother,
right? If I'm good, I'm educated, if I'm not a druggie, if I'm not on the corner, if I'm not homeless, if I'm not like, would I still?
No.
How many people? All right. Just because she a hoe don't make her not my mom.
Right. No.
Like, it's a lot of people with junkies for parents. It's still my parent. Like,
right.
It's the same principle.
And another thing too, in that sense, I feel like I might not necessarily be seeing the whole side of her. So I wouldn't even look at her like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? If I only see the mother side, that's all I'm gonna see her as. Even if I got people coming to me talking, "Oh, I seen your mother do this, and that." It's like, I mean, all right, but I didn't see it, so I feel like you just lying.
You're lying.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Because that's her mother at the end of the day, so you're gonna defend her regardless.
And then people be wilding anyway. Everybody a hoe and everybody like people just be saying shit sometimes. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about.
And if I'm raised and my mom like, look, baby, I'm a hoe, they gonna be coming at you about me being a hoe.
All right, last thing before we move on. I seen a live. Boosie was on the live. He was talking. Somebody was in the comments was like, yeah, when I was coming up, I seen my mother get a train ran on her. Boosie was like, damn, you seen some shit.
Oh, I seen that.
He was like, he said, if that was my mother, I would have lost all respect for my mother. Cashed out the nigga $30. He was like, put your cash up in, put your cash up in, I'm gonna see $1,000, something like that.
Yeah, he said $1,000.
No, I don't mean to shortchange you, Boosie. My bad. $1,000. You know what I'm saying? Cash App her too. Need some cameras and shit. But yeah, he was like, I'm gonna cash app you $1,000. But what I took from that, he was like, I would have lost respect for my mother, and I was just like, damn. If I was young and seen my mother doing some hoe shit, would I have lost respect for her? Would I have not looked around and been like, well, I got my own room, well, there's food in the refrigerator, well, there's cable? Or would I have been like, well, my mother a hoe and just would have lost respect for her? I don't know.
It depends on how I seen it. For me, it depends on how I seen it. Did I accidentally see it? Or was she just like out doing that shit? And just didn't give a fuck?
You shouldn't see your mother have sex.
Did I accidentally walk in on it? Or was she just that type of hoe when she was getting the train ran on her in the middle of the living room, knowing damn walking out?
Either way, you shouldn't see your mother.
If it's like that, then yeah, I ain't got no respect for
God bless the child.
Yeah, I think it is like she said, it is a difference, okay? Because whatever she do in her own privacy, that has nothing to do with me. If that's just what's going on. If I'm in your business, I walk in and I see it, oh shit. But like she said, if you just doing it with no fucks given, your kids in the house, and you just getting a train ran on you, that is that's crazy.
But if you home, what if it's one of them situations where my mother, she thought she was home by herself. I was supposed to be gone. But I ain't gone. I came home. I walked in the door or something like that.
And they got the London Bridge going on.
That might be what she like.
Not the London Bridge.
I mean, I know some females that said that. Like they like.
I feel like it might. I feel like it might depend on what you actually see her doing.
Wait. So wait. You allowed to have a train ran on you after you have a kid?
You grown.
That should be against the law.
That should be against the law.
He said that should be against the law.
That should be against the law. Like,
what you mean?
Whatever you do sexually.
If Shawty want to let that happen, then let her let that happen.
Man, you're a mother. You're not allowed.
That don't mean nothing. That means nothing. She's a woman first. If she wants to do that, that's up to her sexually. I'm her daughter. She couldn't tell me what I didn't.
I'm sorry. I forgot you're sexually liberated women nowadays. I'm sorry. All right.
What's
Go
wrong
ahead, be sexually liberated. That's fine. Wrong. That's liberation. That's fine. Okay, be liberated. More power to you. More power to you. More power to you.
I don't understand why men can have two females, but a woman can't have two niggas. Like, she grown. She can do what she want to do.
It's not that y'all can't. We just look at it.
She just nasty.
That's up to her, though. That's what she wants to do. She's grown. She's a grown woman.
You know what I'm saying? No judgment.
She real grown.
I'm judging. I don't give a fuck.
I'll still be your friend.
I'm judging.
I'll still be your friend.
Moving on. I got two parents on here. So let's see how this go, right? Should parents send their kids homework to school with wrong answers?
I'm going to do everything in my power to figure out that right answer with my child. But let me tell you something. It's some shit that my daughter brought home that had a motherfucker. I ain't even going to cap. Like, it's some shit that she brought home. I'm like, and I work in a school. If I don't fucking know, she don't know, the teacher gonna have to go over that shit again with her. I'm sorry, because it's some shit I don't know. But I'm gonna try everything in my power. I'm gonna Google. We gonna look this shit up. I might ask a few people. Shit, I had text Ray a few weeks ago. Her and her mother, one of my daughter's questions, and we all was in that bitch with the fucking notepad trying to figure it out. That shit literally was like, what the fuck? But I try everything in my power.
And then once you figure it out, you try to teach it to your daughter.
Yes. We going through it together, to be honest. I help my daughter with her homework. Like, I sit at the table with her and do her homework. So most of the time we doing it together. So whatever I'm learning or whatever she teaching me is a teamwork type of thing. But if we don't know, oh yeah, it's going back to Miss Smith. Shout out to Miss Smith, because we don't know. She forgot.
A lot of y'all parents need to get back to that. Sit there and watch them do their homework.
Yeah, I do my homework with my daughter.
Yeah.
We sit down together and do that shit.
For sure. Hypothetically.
Well, my daughter's older, so I'm not sitting down with her no more to do her homework. She does her homework on her own. She bring it to me. I go over it. Whatever problems that she has wrong, we go over it. If she can't figure it out on her own, then I'm sending her back to school and she's going to talk to her teacher and tell him, this problem I couldn't do. Can we go over it again?
Yep.
For me, it's showing the teacher that you're taking initiative, showing him that this is something that you really want to try to figure out on your own. Then once he show it to her, her task is now to come home and quote unquote, teach me. I already know how to do it. But yeah. So yes, I do send her to school with wrong answers sometimes. Her wrong answers. Not my wrong answers, it's her wrong answers.
Yep.
Giving them the answers is not going to do anything.
Because realistically, you sitting there for 7 hours a day. You should have been goddamn listening to what your teacher was saying that day. She ain't gonna send you home with homework that she didn't discuss.
Thank you. That's why I went with that.
And I tell my daughter that sometimes too when she don't know the answer. There's no way she's sending you home with this and she ain't go over it.
That's not always true.
She's not going to go over
to start a new unit all the time.
No. I work in a school. You have curriculums. It's no way that
I went to school. Y'all
never. No way.
You've never been given a homework assignment that wasn't gone over that day.
No.
Ever.
I've never been with homework that has not been in the curriculum. I've never been given homework that was not.
I'm not saying it's not in the curriculum, but it could have not been taught yet.
That may be so,
Tommy.
See, that may be so. But what I'm saying is, for my child, I know that ain't it. She wasn't paying attention. So run that shit back. Take your ass back to school.
Ain't nobody giving no damn homework that has not been given over. That went gone over. How you gonna go home and do some shit you have not been taught or that's went over in class?
But teachers ask you to do a lot
but they do.
Shit.
Sometimes they do, Trina. It for them, it's called seeing what you know.
No, not.
Which I don't know shit because you didn't teach it to me.
I don't teacher would do some shit like that.
I don't know shit because you didn't teach it to me. What do you mean? But yeah, they do that. They'll give you some shit. It'd be like, we just wanted to see what they know.
I'm not saying in like elementary school they did that shit, but later on in school, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I probably ain't go. She elementary. I wish my daughter teacher. I would send her a nice email because you setting my daughter for fucking failure. If you think you can give her bad,
I mean, at the end of the day, that's another thing too. A lot of times, homework is a very small percentage of your grade. A lot of the time, it don't even count towards your grade. It's just a gauge how you doing. Practice.
Yeah, her homework count. That should count.
For how much of her grade?
Most of her grade, because a lot of that shit on the computer now. So my daughter don't even use paper and pen no more. She uses the laptop, and the things that she do go towards.
That homework, boy, you'll feel like a motherfucker.
See, but that's a digital age thing too.
No, hell no. Question.
I had classes. My homework was 5% of the fucking grade.
Oh hell no! It's more than that.
Yeah, definitely now. Oh yeah, I guess you said new age. Yeah,
it
now I get.
It varies.
Yeah, no. I agree with you, Thomas. New age. Yeah, no. New age. Not more so now, because computer era, they look at what they could teach at a way higher rate. They look at it as like, oh, we could teach you this in less hours. So
they gotta have more.
Thing is about like it is opposite,
right?
You know?
Right.
But
it gotta be more.
But when y'all were kids, did y'all parents send y'all to school with your homework on?
Hell no.
Hell yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Like if she was sitting there doing the homework with me, nah.
I ain't even gonna cap. My parents ain't sit down and do homework with me. I ain't even gonna cap.
It was sometime for me. The
long the shit was done. That was that. I ain't gonna even lie.
Yeah, like my mother used to catch me randomly, like, where that homework at? You in here on the game a little early. Where that homework at? Go ahead though, Scoop.
What do I say? Shit. What was the question, bro? My bad.
When you was a kid, to your memory, did your parents let you go to school with your homework wrong?
Oh yeah, for sure. The only thing for me though, I always struggle with math, so that was always the one class where the homework might be wrong. But I was pretty cool in other shit. It was just math used to kick my ass, bro. Like,
They ain't even no use for
So if
it.
that shit was wrong, like even my father said to help me with the shit. Like if it was wrong, like yeah, it's like nah, like learn that shit, nigga. Like like all right, whatever, fuck it,
I'm not gonna
going
lie,
back
like
again.
another thing too, this not no like, no slight to nobody, but it came a certain point like my parents couldn't help me on my homework. So it's
Nah,
like
for real.
for some people that age is a lot sooner than some of y'all may think. So
I was raised by my grandparents, so when I
yeah,
was going in school, they didn't even remember what to
yeah,
do.
Yeah.
exactly. So it's like help you with this homework, wrong
Right.
answers. Man, do that shit. Make sure that shit done. Word. That's simple
Hey,
for
man,
real.
I ain't gonna lie, man. What was it? Bush, No Child Left Behind. Hey, I know that shit did some fucked up shit to kids, but shout out to him because I'm in that area. He got me.
For
Yeah,
sure.
Me
feel me?
too.
Got me.
Sign this
Real.
paper. Sign
And
this paper.
another thing, IEP programs, right? You know what I'm saying? I was an IEP program kid, you know what I mean? And shout out to those programs that keep getting better and better, and awareness gets brought to sooner and sooner for kids that do have an IEP. I don't like that they have alternative schools for problem kids. You know what I'm saying? You have a whole building for kids that could not fit into a regular public school environment with a regular kid because they were quote unquote problem kids, and they get their own building. And we were growing up, the IEP building used to be a shack, used to be made out of wood outside the school. We were segregated from other classmates. We didn't get our own building. Then, they started putting them in buildings, still in other areas, still segregated. So to me, I never liked that shit. How the fuck can you fund problem kids that probably ain't gonna do nothing with their future and not fund kids that just need to be taught different?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But for a nigga that don't have no kids, I would imagine that I'm gonna let my kids go to school with their homework wrong. And then I'm also one of them people. I came in at that early age where black people didn't really know what it was like to have a kid with IEP. So shit, my dad used to beat me. The fuck? You can get this shit right and get your ass whooped. You can't spell that shit, you can whoop you. Spell it again, whoop you. Spell it again, I'm gonna whoop you. So hey, black parents, don't be ashamed to let your kid go to them IEP classes. Get that help, get that extra help at the school, Lord.
Sure.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
And get your child, bro. Get your child the help. Telling your child, brother, like the black community has a lot of shame around a lot of things. Telling your child what's wrong with them and not getting them help is fucking child abuse. I'm not tolerating that shit no more. Like I'm here to say, if you know what your child needs, you know your child needs therapy, anger management. You know your child needs, any kind of help, IEPs or whatever. But you're ashamed of the image that may come with that. You're a fucking child abuser, and you need to take a long look in the mirror on some real shit. Cause
It's
your
definitely
child gonna grow up and had to unlearn and relearn and all that dumbass shit because you was ashamed or whatever. Get over
I
yourself.
second that.
Get your kids some help. For real.
I agree.
All right, moving on. All right, so I want to hear from where this question came from, right? A female gave me this question. So because a female gave me the question, I want to hear from the men first because I feel like that's what they would want to hear. You know what I'm saying? And then I want the women to go. So
Okay.
T, King Scoop, I want to hear from y'all first. When going on the first date, how important is making it good for first impression?
School, go ahead, go.
Let the women know how important that is in our eyes as men, that first impression.
Go ahead and go.
On a scale of 1 to 10, probably like 7.5, 8. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking on both parts, like, cause I'm saying that for myself too. Like, I feel like my first impression gotta be up there too. You feel me? Like, for it to maybe be a thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's the first date. So it's like it's the first date. So yeah. Yeah, I gotta come out kind of strong. You feel me?
Why? Why do you have to come out so strong?
Just because the dynamics of man woman relationships, the man gotta be the one to take charge and approach shorty and court her and all that. So when I'm doing all that, by the time I get the first date, what I'm saying, however long that may be, I gotta make sure I'm still, firing on all cylinders. You know what I'm saying? So,
I like that.
yeah.
I like that. T,
And
man.
I feel like, very good.
Go ahead, see, yeah. Go ahead,
Can I
say
just
some
go
more.
say, and I feel like it's also important for the woman to make a good first impression as well. Just because if I feel like sometimes a nigga might feel like he wasting his time on a shorty because she ain't giving him the energy he needs, and when that happens, it's like, all right, I'm out, on to the next. So yeah, I feel like it's important for both sides, but society would probably say more so on the man side. But yeah, go ahead, T.
I'm gonna come at it honestly. I'm gonna speak on it on a personal level first, and then I'm gonna touch more on like a broad societal level. On a personal level, like at my age now, my first impression, I'm gonna keep that at like a solid 5. Like I've realized you could do anything and throw a bitch off, ruin your first impression. You could do anything, bro. People are so like weird. Like everybody got their own little quirks with them. Everybody got their own little things with them. So it's like me knowing me, I'm pretty go with the flow, right? So I see some shit like a girl might be loud, like she talk a little too loud for me, type shit. But it's like, all right, cool, we can get around that type shit. Like she just being her, but I don't know how a person looking at me, so it's like I don't care to like impress a motherfucker like at all. I'm not looking to impress like on like first impressions. I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to be me, be myself. If you like that, cool. If you don't, cool. Just don't be disrespectful. You feel what I'm saying? But on a societal level, I could see like coming up, like, before I came to that conclusion, I was definitely feeling like, yo, like I'm trying to make sure I do all this, that, and the third, and get her some flowers or some shit like that, something to impress or whatever, but nothing fucking works. So it's just like, what the fuck is the point? Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Okay. Ladies, what y'all think?
I think first date, first impression is a good 9 for me. I feel like the first date kind of determines whether or not we're gonna have a few more dates. If I'm putting forth effort in how I look, I expect you to put forth the same effort. If I am put forth a certain amount of energy, I expect you to match that energy. Like I do think that the first impression matters. This is the first time I'm meeting you.
But also, I want to say this, and like not to cut y'all off, but I do want to say this. 2022, the bar is in hell. Like the bar is low. Like I've gone out on dates with women and they got a baby. And she like, yeah, I ain't never been on a date before. This is my first date. You got a baby and you never been on a date before, sweetheart?
Yeah, that's sad.
That's
crazy.
Sad. Like, that's crazy.
That's sad.
The bar's in hell, bro. All you gotta do is take a bitch out. Period.
That's not for all females,
like,
though. That's not.
I'm not saying that's all females, but I'm saying like.
Okay, I'm about to say that's not for all.
It's becoming more and more common. Like
it don't give.
It's out here.
It don't give strangers a bar low for me.
Not at all. Far from it.
You gonna have to come strong. I've been out on plenty of dates.
Wait.
Been on plenty of dates, baby.
Plenty.
Niggas is passing a golden number and getting to a golden number. My man T on a Jordan number. You feel me? You gotta think about that.
Yeah, I'm ready to turn 24 in a couple months.
Yeah, he got me on the Jordan. Yeah, he all he gotta do is take a bitch out.
Yeah, no, not at my age.
Man, I would hope not. The bars in hell is crazy. It's a fact though. Like, bro, I seen a girl repost something, and I feel like reposts be jokes, but that shit was lightweight serious. So the bitch said, I'm so used to dealing with broke niggas. You buy me a 5-pack of backwoods, nigga. We locked in.
Oh no, that's
Bro,
crazy.
bro, the
That's
bar is
crazy.
in hell.
That's
I'm
crazy.
telling y'all.
That's
I'm
sad.
telling y'all, bro.
I'm
That's
moving
crazy.
on,
Telling
man.
y'all.
All right, so
But wouldn't the first impression come before the first date though?
That's what I was thinking too.
Cause
Like,
how do somebody get a date on the first impression?
you breaking up, big dog. I really want to hear
yeah,
your
You know what I'm
thoughts.
saying?
yeah,
Like, oh,
yeah, you in a
breaking up.
blender,
Oh,
bro.
shit. Hello?
You in a blender.
I'm still in the
That
blender.
killed me. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good, you good.
You
We got
good?
You good.
Oh no, but I was just saying, like, how often do people go on the first date after the first interaction? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you do gotta build a little bit of something before the first date.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, I feel like the first impression could be before the first date.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of times you meet a person, y'all done hung out a little bit. Like, y'all done seen each other around. You kind of know how they
But
are.
are
You
you
like,
on
Yeah,
trying to
you know
go
what I'm
out.
saying?
that's it?
I'm about
Huh?
to say
What
I'm
you
not hanging out.
finna put on first date?
I'm sorry, you broke up. What'd you say?
I said, what you finna put on your first date?
Like clothing?
Yeah, what you gonna wear?
All right. So the last date I went on, I wore a white tee. Shout out to white tee gang. I wore a white tee, some gray Calvin Klein denim, BBC Reebok question collab, and BBC snapback of like a similar light color palette. So a little basic fit, something light, a little 1990s retro G shot, something light,
it.
Right,
reasonable,
but you put thought into that outfit though, right?
I mean, they don't call me Ranch for nothing.
Okay, right.
It's,
So you was trying to make a good. You was trying to make a good impression.
I mean, I'm me though. Niggas, I can't help how I was raised, cologne, YSL.
I'm
you
gonna tell you, if
know,
a nigga coming, he ain't
you
looking
know,
right. I'm done.
I can't help how I was raised.
Yeah, I'm
Nigga coming.
sorry. It's a no for me.
If a nigga they come in right on that first date, I ain't even gonna cap. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say,
And
first
that
of
was
all,
a
I gotta
first
agree with
night.
you, too, but it gotta be high.
Denny's, you know what I
Hey,
mean?
Yeah, it gotta be high.
That was a
so
mission
you know what?
complete.
If the question didn't say date, if it just said first impression, I would agree with Thomas because it ain't like I met you and then we went on a date. I'm gonna walk you down. I'm gonna walk you down type. I grew up with glasses looking like motherfucking the sun on Bernie Mac. So I walk niggas down like Steve Urkel walk Laura Winslow down. You feel me? Like put a it's a mile, not a sprint. You feel me? That's how I
You
used to.
gotta slow walk.
So yeah, like of course my first impression, I had time to build on the impression. I didn't have to make it a 9 or a 10. I had time to build on it. But for the question, first date, yeah, it gotta be high. You know what I'm saying? I agree with King Scoop. Gotta be high on both sides. You know what I'm saying? But I got 2 more questions for y'all. And on the flip side, I made the men go first, but I feel like this is something that all the men here want to know. So I want the ladies to go first. Women can see traits in their fathers and look for those same traits in men. But when a man wants someone with the traits of his mother, it's a problem.
I don't think that's a problem. I don't think that's a problem.
How often do you hear a woman say,
I don't see
I
a
am
problem
not your
with it,
mother?
but
I don't see a problem with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. If you
Yeah,
looking
I
for
don't
a
see
problem,
nothing wrong with it. But I do hear a lot of women when a man be like, "Oh, um, I was interested in her because she reminded me of my mother or stuff like that." The first thing they say is, "Oh, that's weird," or that's creepy. This, that, and the third. They definitely do. They don't hold it the same way they do when women say,
I wouldn't
"I
take
know
that as
I
an
like him
insult.
because
It's
it's
a
a."
compliment. I
I
would take that
don't,
as a
I don't,
compliment.
I don't think it becomes a problem until the nigga start comparing her to his mother, just based off shit she do.
Maybe.
Like, maybe she might not fold the clothes the way his mother used to fold the clothes, and he don't like that. Or she might cook something that's good, but it don't taste like his mother, so he might make a point of that. Like, it's
Bro,
good, but I mean, my
if
mother
you
shit's still topping
dealing
it. You know what I'm
and
saying? But I
you
feel
got
like
a
that's when it
girl,
becomes a problem when you start making comparisons. If you just keep
That's
it
true.
like if you just take mental notes and then decide what you want to do after that, that's one thing. But when you start airing them out, that's when I feel like shit start getting hectic.
That's true too.
Cause I feel like men do that more than women. I feel like I haven't really heard a lot of women say like, "Oh, my dad didn't do shit like that," or saying
I
talk
ain't
about
gonna
their nigga
lie.
and
If
shit.
you deal with a girl who father in her life, boy,
Hey,
I'm about
King,
to say,
man, if
I
you
love you,
deal with a girl
King.
who
I love you.
father it was in the household, if you deal with a girl who father was in the household, bro, that shit is like everything you do. You act just like my dad. You remind me so much of him. Like
if I'm using my
it's
dad,
always it's
my
gonna
dad
always
was
come up.
active in my life, and so was my grandfather. And honestly, if I was to compare my man to my father, it would be positive traits. It wouldn't be anything negative because I feel like my father and grandfather had set the bar high with my expectations and standards because I see the things that they do with their
But at
mate.
the end of the day, why does your new man have to be held to those standards though?
Huh?
Why does he have to be held to the standard of the next man? Like, why can't
Because
he
my
be his
dad
own man?
was the example of how I should be treated as a lady. So if you're not matching some of the things that I've seen from my father, which is positive, then you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You think
Suppose he's a positive, but just in another way. He just don't
Like
have none of those like he just different. Like he just not
I
like
wouldn't,
Pop Pop, bro.
I wouldn't insult him the longest it's positive. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
you
But
think
what I'm
your
saying,
husband gonna
I
love
had
you
a
more than your dad?
huh?
You think your husband gonna love you more than your dad?
I think my husband would love me differently from my father. I think the love would be different. I don't think the
Good
love is
answer.
the same.
Good
So
answer.
that's something I would not compare. My husband
Right.
would not be the
Good
same
answer.
husband.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's not
You
something
definitely
that
hit the.
Yeah.
She was like,
different.
"Fuck
They
out
two
of here!
different people.
Fuck out of here!"
Yeah. My dad loved me differently. My dad loves me as his daughter. My husband loves me as his wife. So the action behaviors and is going to
Y'all
be
talking about your dad showed you a
That's
love
facts, man.
that set the standard, and then you got that standard to your man, but you telling me the love is different.
the love
So
is different, but the
the
standard
standard
that
got to be different. The
So
love
if
came
a
from different
man,
places.
if a man say
the
that,
standard that he set is characteristics that I'm speaking of. So
if
my
a
dad
man
have
say that,
amazing work ethic. I expect nothing less from my mate.
so
My
Trina, I
dad is
want
a
to
great
ask you.
husband. I expect nothing from my mate. My grandfather was an amazing husband. I seen the things he did for my grandmother. She wanted for nothing. I expect nothing from my mate. Those qualities I want in my husband. Those are examples that I've seen to show me that black love exists. So why would I not want that in my mate? My dad adores his wife to this day. They've been married for over 20 something years. Like he just made a post the other day, a Temptation song with the status of my stepmom. Why would I not want that? They, I want that for self.
Valid, no, super valid. But if you met a guy who was like, man, when I came home every night, my mother had dinner ready on the table and clothes folded and ironed for the next day and blah blah blah, all this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
She and mind you, mommy had a job. Mommy might have had a job or two. You feel what I'm saying? But she still managed to get all this done, and he expecting the same things from you. How would you feel about that?
Honestly, it wouldn't bother me none. Because most
As long as
likely
you doing
those
what
things
I
are going
need
to
you
be
to do.
those things because those are things I do now by myself with my daughter. So most likely those things will be done. Most likely I am coming home and cooking dinner because I
Right.
have a house. Most likely the laundry is going to be folded and washed because that's what I do on the norm. So that wouldn't take me out of my routine. So for him to want those things would not bother me. I wouldn't be bitching like, "Oh, I ain't your mama." Da, da, da." I do
Right.
that too.
Well, I'm a be that guy. You know, I would argue, I would hope, I would believe from how things go on the show that you two are examples of good women. It's a lot of ain't shit ass bitches out here, man.
I believe
Bitches
it.
don't
It is.
bitches don't
That's
want to
true.
do for niggas, bro. Bitches don't want to
Facts.
do for niggas, bro. Bitches do
I
not
That's
want to
believe
true.
it.
do for niggas, bro.
But mine ain't
They
got to worry about
they want
that.
to get,
I'm
they want to
sorry for
collect their
those.
money. They want to reap benefits of a nigga. They want to reap, whatever, drain a nigga for whatever they can, attention, money, whatever, and go about their business. They not trying to do nothing to
No, my
recharge
man,
and
he ain't got to worry
bring
about
to a
that.
nigga.
He ain't got to worry about that. We good. We good.
I believe that. I believe that of y'all too, but y'all need to talk to these other poop butt ass bitches, man.
No,
Not
I
poop
don't.
butt.
I'm tired.
I'm
I'm
dead. Not
tired.
poop butt.
Oh, excuse my French for the sensitive viewers out there. I love y'all.
Wait till you get behind the scenes, man, because I feel like that question was going to go different direction, and King School being himself, man, changed the whole dynamic of that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I had some shit to say, and I ain't even say it after he said what he said. I'm like, damn, he had a good ass point. I ain't gonna hold you. Wait till you get back to stage. But this is the last question before we go back there, so we can talk shit. Lighthearted, you know what I'm saying? When was the last time you had a crazy dream? What made it a crazy dream?
I gotta go. I'm gonna jump it off with this one, bro. I
Yep.
had a dream. God forbid this ever happen. I had a dream not too long ago, bro. It was a home invasion, and my house got broke into, and it was like, don't you know a dream where it's like you like watching everything happen and you can't really control what you're doing, but you know what you're doing type shit. So I'm watching it, and I had ended up fighting the nigga. I fell to the bottom of the steps. When I fell to the bottom of the steps, my mother come out the room and she wrestling with the nigga. And the nigga popped my mom, yo. And when the nigga popped my mom, it was two niggas robbing the house. Nigga popped my mom, and the other nigga was like, "Why would you do that?" And like broke down crying. Like the robber, like broke down crying in my dream. It was like bawling, crying. That shit was so fucking crazy. I woke up crying. That shit was crazy. Like the kind of dream you get up and go to mommy room, like, "Mom, you good?" Like, bro, that shit fucked me up. Like that shit was crazy.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I got some. I got a whole bunch that I had, but the two that I could think of, I had one the other day. I took care of my grandma who recently passed for cancer. So I had a dream that basically I was in my house, sleep. I went out the room. My mom was sleeping in the room and basically told me my grandma was living in my damn closet. That shit was crazy. It spooked me out. That shit spooked me out. And then another dream that I had was when my grandfather, I also helped take care of my grandfather. When he passed away, I seen him in a certain outfit saying a certain message, and then my brother had the same exact dream, seeing him the same exact way with the same exact message. So that shit was crazy. That like spooked me out a little bit too.
Shout RP to the grandparents.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, now you always showing love to your grandparents.
I
So
love them.
shout out
Those
to
my
them.
babies. I took care of them. Those my babies.
Anybody
That's
else?
sweet.
Anybody else with a crazy dream lately?
This ain't happened lately, but I be remembering most of my dreams. So this don't happen a minute ago. Basically, I was back in high school running with the little group of friends that I ran with back in high school and shit. And then I forgot what happened, but we were just roaming around the school, and then we ended up finding like this secret door that led to like a lower level. So we go down the jump, just exploring shit. It's a whole subway station. We like, what the fuck? Like this shit, wow. So we hop on the train, ride that shit to the end, and then like we get to the end, we hop off, go through the door, and then we back at the high school, like we never left and shit. And like, yeah, that shit was wild. I'm like, yo,
Yo,
this
dreams
crazy.
is
Like,
crazy, man.
cause we was riding on the train for like a good probably like 15, 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So we thinking we going somewhere. And we hop off, we right back where we was. I'm like, yo, the fuck is this? Like, but nah, shit, wild.
Brittany, got any crazy dream stories you want to tell before we get out of here?
I had a crazy dream the other day. I woke up in my dream. I had woke up and it's like everything was white. Like it was no background to nothing. And I don't know what type of language my daughter was speaking, but she was speaking some shit. And then all of a sudden, it's like her face started like melting or something. I don't know.
Get
Like,
the fuck out.
I might have been high in my sleep. The shit was crazy.
Nah, I feel it was shit, y'all. We out
Yeah,
there.
but wait, hold up. You don't got nothing FYO?
No crazy dreams and shit.
Yeah, man. Get the people what they need, man.
Nah, Brody.
Your own dream.
Yeah, I was say I feel like I was a space fella. I don't really think I dream like that. You know what I'm saying? And definitely when I do dream, it ain't no crazy dream. I don't know how people feel about this, but I feel like I don't know. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Because of my experience with the drugs, I know when I'm dreaming. And when you dreaming, like the dream go how you want it to go. It's a fucking dream. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know if maybe lucid dreaming. I don't, you could like. I know I'm asleep. Like I don't. You come in the room and wake up. Like I don't know.
Y'all think dreams have meanings though? I mean, like I know you're trying to close that, but y'all think dreams have meanings? Because it's like some people that say
No, yeah.
They do.
certain signs. Like it's a lot of people that say losing your teeth in a dream is like a sign of grief. Like if you got like teeth in your dream that are coming out, it's like a sign of loss and grief that you're going through.
I think dreams have a message. When I was pregnant, I had endless dreams, and I used to wake up crying, and I realized it was connected to a lot of my little traumas that I had.
I want y'all dream about like the ocean and shit.
That's
too.
weird because I used to have that dream a lot.
I had like nightmares. When I was pregnant, I had nightmares like, a lot, like to the point I would wake up crying like back to back. But I realized it was connected to like some traumas I had from when I was younger. Like it involved the people that I had trauma with, and like something traumatic happening to them, or something really wild happening. Like it was wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, when I was young, I probably used to have a lot of dreams, but in my older years, I probably suppressed that shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
When I was young, I definitely used to have the teeth falling out dream a lot.
Yeah.
I be fucking with my dreams because I feel like majority of the time they be on some other shit, but the shit.
It's rare that I have good dreams, bro.
That's depressing.
Oh, it's rare that I have that. I don't have too many bad dreams.
And that be the thing, like
I be
the way my
having
dreams go, I can't
like,
really classify them as good or bad for me.
Yeah,
they
like
just
I
be
be
so
having
off the
dreams.
wall.
It's like, what
Like,
the fuck am I supposed to get from
yeah.
that? Like, it's a message in
I'd rather that than have a bad dream. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, if I was to be dreaming, I don't want to just every time I dream to be have a bad dream.
Nightmare.
Yeah, I was about to say it's been a minute since I had a nightmare.
I don't even remember last time I had a nightmare.
What's a nightmare though? Like what?
Nightmares will fuck you up.
What? As a nightmare? Some shit
Nightmare
that scare the shit out your ass.
No, I remember
that dream that what you just said. The what you consider the crazy dream.
That was a nightmare.
That's a nightmare.
Sure.
Yeah,
that was a nightmare for
sure.
Yeah,
that wasn't a dream.
Sure. That shit was crazy. All right, y'all ready?
We broke as a bitch, and ain't got no grind, niggas ain't no shit. When I run into my op, I'ma use my fist. Yeah, I know how I fight, but I ain't use no fist. Bitch, block my feet, whip coke with my wrist. Goddamn, my bitch bad as shit. I was just down bad, now I'm in. I'm having this shit, you can't tell me shit. But a nigga always been lit. Bro, try to hop out and walk down with that stick. Bitch, I'm top with a chop, and I'ma work this shit. Block hot, my shit still click. Walk down, run down, my boy don't miss.